Niaje, karibu kwa yet another edition ya Sana kwa Sana album reviews, yet another edition kwa the MWE series na hii challenge yenye niko on. Kama ni first time yako, kama unaifollow, karibu zaidi and thanks so much to you kwa kufuata hii challenge niko on. Kama hujui about it, ni MWE inamaanisha Music Writer Exercise. An exercise ilianzishwa na an American music journalist called Gary Suarez. This is its 6th year running. Naifanya for the 3rd year on my end. Na the concept ni skiza a new album each day of February, alafu andika a tweet about the album. Nasikiza Kenyan albums peke yake. Na kando na the tweet reviews, nitakuwa na post at the end of the day nikisikiza a project on first listen, nafanya a review. Na nimekuwa on this challenge for 16, this is the 17th day now, na kuna more kabla ya hii. Na kukaribisha sana uende uzicheck out after kuochi review, alafu kuje kwa hii journey one the remaining reviews zenye ziko, na uweze kufollow up one zile projects nimesikiza, na kama umezisikiza pia to engage on the Kenyan music that I've been listening to. Na kama venye nimesema, leo day 17 according to the title of this video. Unajua album na review, sijui kama umeisikia, but it is an album that you should definitely listen to and experience. Leo ni day 17, saini 5:26 am 17th February, na hizi videos nazitoa in March. So kama una follow the challenge on your end, ni 17th March. This is an album called Heart or Her Art. So iko na that duality to it, H-E-A-R-T, na pia Her Art, H-E-R-A-R-T, stylized kwa njia ya msanii mwenyewe. Huu ni MONRHEA, and MONRHEA jina yake yeye huandika in brackets. So similarly pia the art part of heart ama her art iko in those similar brackets, and it's a style yenye ni consistent through the track listing in terms of majina ya nyimbo na pia majina venye ameweka kwa the features similarly. So Heart, debut album ya MONRHEA, an electronic music artist, ilikuwa released in June 19th 2020 last year under a London label called Youth Sounds. Na the album is the kind of journey, the kind of experience ungetaka experience ukisikiza an album. Quite a number of albums kwa hii challenge zimenipatia hiyo feeling. Heart ya MONRHEA is one of those projects. Hizi ndo the kind of experiences ungetaka sana kukuwa nazo ukiconsume kazi ya msanii. Ina feel transcendental, and it's exactly as Mandy, who is the featured artist kwa track 1 Chimes, says at the end of that song. Anasema welcome to another level of transcendence, and that's exactly what the album is. A powerful debut, an enjoyable debut. Imenibamba, transcend, feel ni kama going to a journey nikisikiza the work, a journey ya huyu msanii, because anajicenter kwa the work na anatupatia herself, na anapeana her heart, na anapeana her art. Imenibamba sana. Na ukiangalia the creativity starts from the naming, which I like, and then pia inago ukiangalia the cover, how the HE na the art part zimeandikwa HE, and then kuna art hapa, but katikati kuna the heart, which iko na R ndani kuonesha hiyo link between her and her art. But pia the heart, na ukiangalia from a distance pamoja with the E, zina form a different heart. So imenibamba how she's done that. The music is everything. The music is everything. Hii ni my first electronic album, electronic body of work kusikiza, na imekuwa an amazing first. Nimeenjoy how my virginity imekuwa broken katika hiyo sector. I'll definitely go back. The point ni, it's a beautiful body of work. Napenda how the songs zimepangwa, na how the songs individually zina move from point to another na how the journey is. Anaanza na chimes, and as the title suggests, kuna this chime, kuna this bell sound unasikia, alafu Mandi anadeliver ni kama anafanya some spoken word poetry. At the same time kuna instances ni kama anaipatia an inflection, ina sound ni kama anaimba. I loved it. Ina kugrasp from the beginning, ina capture your attention in a very dramatic way, and it keeps you there. And ana detail hii experience ya ude mwenye ni kama na move through different motions, through different places, through different states, akidetail that. And then sijui anakuwa sucked into a vortex, anapitia through flashy lights, akona this, anajiuliza haya maswali, but at the end kuna some sort of calm na kujipata pale mwisho, and then unasema welcome to another level ya transcendence, and that sets the pace perfectly. Na pia ukiangalia how the title is kwa Chimes, in terms of kuset the pace, kuna the chi part of Chimes, so chi imeko kwa brackets kivyake, and then chimes, but chi inamaanisha life force. So napenda how ameintroduce that kwa hii project yenye anajiongelea na project yenye anajicenter. Introduces us na inatuambia this will be a deep experience, na atatuambia about herself. And then uko na Vanta, which iko na this low and deep bass, iko kwa umbali, ni kama iko withheld, ni kama iko subdued kiasi. And then uko na the snares taking over through the entire song. Napenda how zimekuwa balanced na zimekuwa merged, na inaweza kudanganya because how the bass iko subdued, but if you get into the song una understand, okay, this is some interesting experience. And how she does that through the entire project makes this such an intriguing na thrilling experience. Alafu uko na I and I, which is the first lengthy song because it's 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Worth it definitely, all the way. Na uko na ina get deeper now. MONRHEA na jicenter, so uko na chi, and then uko na kitu kama I, uko na track kama realistic which follows I, na realistic borrowing from her name MONRHEA, so the RHEA part of her name inaunda realistic. I love how she does that. But uko na I and I, which iko na an interesting bass segment, interesting sound elements zenye MONRHEA anatumia, alafu unaisikia and iko na hii feeling ya iko na inakupatia both an electronic energy na vibe, also inakupatia pia a tribal energy na vibe. How those two merge inakuget going, literally inakupatia energy, unajipata tu una move na una dance. That's how powerful the music is. And then it goes, na napenda how ina go through different motions. At one point iko pale juu, and then inashuka inatulia, it gets energetic, inashuka inatulia. I love, napendanga when musicians and creatives do that kwa albums, kutumia different music elements na it gets you going, inakupandisha inakushukisha, and kuna this cycle of emotions zenye una undergo ka listener. That same sort of trajectory you have it kwa realistic, which is the 4th track. Similarly, it's the longest track, and then it's literally in the middle, it's literally the center of this album, because realistic ni track number 4. The album has 7 songs, realistic ko katikati, 3 juu yake, 3 chini yake, and it's the longest. MONRHEA anatu set up as an experience that will go deeper into aspects of herself, from the title of the album, and then jina kama Chimes having the chi part of it, and then ngoma kama I and I do not know what Vanta means, so sijui, but I'm assuming zina fit the narrative yenye anajaribu kuweave. What I love pia about the song ni kuna 2 specific elements zenye ni consistent, and then somewhere zinapotea. And I love how MONRHEA does that kwa few songs. She'll pull back some aspects and keep others going, and then introduce new ones, and then go back to the previous elements zenye zina form the body and the flesh of the music. But kwa realistic uko na these 2 specific elements. So kuna the drum kick that has the base of the song, and then kuna specific segment which a specific element ilikuwa ina feel like also a drum pattern, at some point ika feel like a string instrument, but those two zina keep each other going, and they form the basis of the song. Na the groove that the two form, cause realistic is also funky, but what's even more interesting, it also gets you dancing. But kenye ni more interesting, those two elements naongelea zikiwa pamoja and their synchronicity zina form a groove that could easily fit kwa a gengeton song, na imenibamba. The specific groove ilinipata tu dancing, nikisonga, nikijibamba. I loved it. 96 AD iko na a hip hop energy, and it starts and then ni suspenseful, which also the opening song, how the instrumentation is, it's equally suspenseful. Inaanza then kuna a pause na ni kama kuna distortion. Kwa 96 AD kuna the same thing, inaanza then ni kama kuna distortion before upate the groove a few bars down the line. Now realize kuna hiyo regular rhythm to it, but the hip hop vibe nimeipenda. Ningependa sana kujua why 96 AD, sijui kama ni kutruncate 1996, which kwa mind yangu ilikuwa maybe that's her year of birth. I could be stretching it or overthinking. Of course haitakuwa 96 AD, but nilikuwa nafikiria along those lines. But ningependa ku understand mbona 96 AD na mbona 97 AD, and also maana ya Vanta, but the hip hop aspect here, the start of that song and how it carries. And then nimependa hii element whereby somewhere uko mbele kuna this drum section and unasikia msa akiplay something, but I sound ni kama ati a drum, ina sound like something totally different. It sounds like something improvised yenye msa amecheza that is not a drum, but napenda the feeling that it adds to the music. Similarly ukisikia kwa 97 AD kuna a part where unasikia a metronome, it adds a feeling to it. And then kwa DRMs unasikia ni kama msea na clasp a bunch of keys. So these elements zenye si typical software instruments zina come in na zina sound fiti sana. And then kuna 97 AD with the second feature, which ni Nick Felling. Pole kama na bucha jina lako. And you have Nick playing the guitar. I love how the guitar alafu na this electronic music na electronic elements za MONRHEA zina merge na zina communicate. How they do that, it's interesting because ni unexpected, but I guess the electronic na electric guitar somehow zinaambatana. Nime-enjoy how they've done that together. It starts and ni unexpected and then it goes. So the only issue, or the issue niko nayo with the song, which ni one of the issues I have with the album. I only have two issues with the album. One ni, so ukisikia kuna specific part where kuna some certain snares that come in. When that happens, unafeel ni kama haziko synchronized poa with the specific guitar riff that Nick anacheza. So that happens na ili feel disjointed, and then they went back to whatever they were doing and interesting segments to listen to, and it happens again later, and then it happened pia towards the end. So it happened thrice, but ilipo happen the third time, the second time pia nili feel the disjointed aspect of it. Ili happen mara ya tatu nikajembe, it seems so deliberate, but kenye nasema ni kuna when that segment ya snares comes in, na hapo pia ndo unasikia metronome fulani, which napenda how may include. But when that happens, nilikuwa na feel that disjointed element. Hiyo segment ni kama inaingia delayed, ni kama inaingia either delayed ama inaingia before they get into that specific zone where they are playing this specific melody pamoja with the drum elements and the bass and then a Nick's guitar. Hiyo ilikuwa issue nilikuwa nayo. And the other issue ni DRMs, which is the last song featuring Mr. P, which ni a trap song. Again nilipeleka kwa hip hop, kwa the hip hop aspect ya 96 AD, na napenda how ametumia these different sounds na genres through the entire album. So the trap and the southern hip hop feel ya the song imeisha on a light note, of course with that inclusion, but na feel imekuwa my least favorite song kwa the album. Nilikuwa nitaisha na a deeply felt kind of mood, like what it has been all through. Nahisi the ending imekuwa a weak ending to such an amazing album, just in terms of how DRM's sounds. It's my least favorite, sipendi how it sounds, though napenda vile nimesema, the aspect of mseni kana clasp some keys, I like that. And then pia napenda the wind, I think it's a wind instrument nimesikia kwa the song, which na assume that is what Mr. P is doing, but those two aspects of the instrumental nimependa. And MONRHEA kwa very experimental na kutumia different sort of sounds na sound elements kwa the music, but it's my least favorite song kwa hii album. Enjoyable, the bass kwa these songs are deep, the different genres au zina merge ni amazing, na una feel MONRHEA imetupatia her art na imetupatia her heart, just as the title says. Also, kabla nimalize, another thing nimeenjoy ni how MONRHEA ametumia vocals, so inclusion ya Mandy, alafu kwa I think two other tracks naweza kumbuka, I think Realistic, alafu either I and I ama Vanta ama 96 AD, but kuna 2 or 3 songs in total where ametumia vocals na imefeel so deliberate na zimekuwa well placed na zime add value to the music, na nimependa sana how you have done that. You should definitely listen to this debut album ya MONRHEA, a beautiful body of work that imenibamba sana kusikiza. Kama umeisikia, niambie what you think about the album. Kama hujaisikiza, go listen to it, come back kusikia my comments na to have a conversation about it. Na kama venye nisema nikianza, kuna other reviews kabla ya hii, 16 of them, na kuna more after hii, so ningependa usubscribe ama to follow hii journey if you want to follow it, na uangalie the other albums zenye zinakuja afterwards, na to engage on our Kenyan music. Asante sana kwa kuwatch.